Hello, my name is Lara, co-author of the book Retail Reset. I would like to go through some of the key issues we discussed in our book. One of them is what we call saturation. It is one of the main challenges of today's retail scene. Don't you think that there are too many products, brands, points of sale? This saturation leads to a lack of adjustment between supply and demand. And this imbalance has caused the market to be perpetually oversupplied with a virtually infinite range of products and services, points of sales, and brands. The four waves of transformation, globalization, digitalization, socialization, and sustainability have brought us to a world where global markets have been fragmented and the entry barriers that new companies must deal with are now much more accessible. If we combine this easy market entry effect with international expansion and access to global markets, we shall end up with the result of a supply exceeding the demand. This oversupply cannot be matched by a global demand that tends to stabilize or even decline in some countries. To give you just an example, the fashion industry's turnover has been dropping for several reasons. Succession of economic crises, 2008, 2020, etc., social political turbulence, rise of populism, institutional crisis, increased protectionism, etc., global awakening of middle classes, the aging of the population, wardrobe simplification, a move toward casual and practical elimination of dressy clothing, changes in consumption, prioritizing experiences over products, new models of collaborative economy that reduce the value of ownership or promote the circular economy. Recent turbulences such as the Ukraine invasion and the high inflation rates. What has resulted from this progressive lack of adjustment between fashion's global supply and demand? Who buys all those goods? Virtually no one. According to some studies, up to 1/3 of textile fashion products are not sold at any price. Most of them are ultimately destroyed by the brands, manufacturers in Asia, or destination markets, or end up in street markets in poor countries. Chronic oversupply causes this deflationary spiral fed by promotional sales and the growth of low-cost players. However, in addition to the saturation of points of sale, there is a saturation of brands. When a new one is launched, the key is to know if it's really differential. Oversupply may cause a devaluation of goods and services. However, in many areas of retail, the post-pandemic adjustment and the cost inflation has caused prices to rise. But how does this mean that there is no longer a saturation of options for the consumer? Not at all. Despite the market adjustments, brands closing down, product rationalization, closure of points of sale, this global supply surplus is reaching its inflection point. The pandemic and the global economic turbulences have accelerated the reaction of companies in a variety of industries. They are searching for new strategies, distinctive business models, and operations that are more flexible and fine-tuned and will enable them to recover healthier and, above all, more profitable growth. How are we reacting to this saturation and oversupply?